AITA for not wanting my autistic cousin at my child-free wedding? Throwaway because I have family that use Reddit as well. Next spring, I am getting married to the love of my life. We have decided that we don't want children at our wedding. Not many of our friends and family have young children. And the ones that do are fine with getting a sitter for the weekend since we gave them a lot of notice. The only ones to put up a fight are my aunt and uncle who have a daughter with autism. She is 20, but will be 21 by the time my wedding day comes around. She is what they call high-functioning, which means she can talk and wash, dress herself. And she has some friends. She graduated from high school a couple years ago and is currently living with her parents. My aunt and uncle, while working at a grocery store. Despite her being technically an adult, I just don't see her as such. Every time I talk to her at a family gathering, it's like talking to a child. She is obsessed with toy ponies and Barbie dolls, and brings them up at every opportunity. She draws in her notebook constantly and never makes eye contact when talking to me. She does not have loud meltdowns like other special needs kids I've met before. But I really don't want to risk her ruining my special day. I told my aunt and uncle that I didn't want her there and they became very upset. They said she already saw the invite and knew it was child-free, but because she is an adult, she thought she was still included. My aunt tried to guilt me by saying she'd already picked out a dress and a gift, but I didn't want to hear it. My fiancé says I'm being an asshole and we should let her attend because she has attended other weddings before with no issue. Everyone is making me feel horrible for not treating her like an adult when she doesn't act like one. AITA? YTA. She has attended other weddings before with no issue. This. You yourself are stating she has gone to other weddings without any issues arising, so you are just being mean without a logical reason. Even your fiancé is telling YTA. Isn't that enough for you to realize you are being one? YTA. You have posted no rationale for not wanting her except that she has autism, which makes you the The idea of no child wedding is for behavior issues, and at times to reduce the number of guests. Your own post shows she has no issue with behavior and no mention that you are looking to save money. You try to make yourself look like the non-ah by saying she does not act like an adult. But your only evidence is she likes drawing in her notebook. And she doesn't make eye contact with you. The only risk in ruining your special day would be the guests finding out how cold you are and how unloving of a family member with a disability. You definitely are coming across as a bride-groomzilla. YTA. If she's not prone to meltdowns, I fail to see how she'd put your special day at risk. Also, as a person with ASD, I find it absolutely hilarious that you describe high-functioning as can talk, wash, dress herself, and has some friends. Like, my god, lololol, the infantilization and ableism is indeed present here. YTA. Low support needing autistic here. And I gotta say, I would be crushed to find out my cousin held me and my interests in such contempt. She doesn't make scenes. So what's the problem? Also, putting adult in quotation just shows further that you see people with different interests that fall under the autism umbrella as children. Just say you're ableist and be done with it. Edited to replace the words high functioning with low support needing. YTA. Your cousin will quietly mind her business and talk to her family members. It's going to be hard having a child-free wedding with your behavior. Though, everyone is making me feel horrible for not treating her like an adult when she doesn't act like one. I guess you think your behavior is mature. Excluding someone because they like toy ponies and don't make eye contact is pretty damn immature. YTA. Maybe your invitation should have read no kids or people with disabilities. YTA. You said yourself in the post that she has been to other weddings with no issue. Sounds like you're just being a real jerk to autistic adults who enjoy toys. If they do end up coming, I kind of hope they take your gift back to the store. She is an adult. She has no history of having meltdowns. There is zero evidence that she'd do anything except be a happy guest YTA, and a huge one. You should be ashamed. Why turn what should be a happy occasion into reason for everyone to think you're horrible and make people feel bad? YTA. What exactly makes you think she would ruin your special day? Simply the fact that she is autistic? YTA. My fiancé says I'm being an asshole and we should let her attend because she has attended other weddings before with no issue. Your fiancé's assessment of you is correct. Everyone is making me feel horrible for not treating her like an adult when she doesn't act like one. Well, you are horrible and bigoted. And yes, you are asshole.
AITA. She is a functioning adult. Wow.
Everyone is making me feel horrible for not treating her like an adult. You're a disgusting human being. Never makes eye contact when talking to me. Yeah, that's because she's autistic and eye contact makes her uncomfortable. She is 20, but will be 21 by the time my wedding day. We have decided that we don't want children at our wedding. She isn't a child, she's an autistic adult. You are the very definition of ableist. I hope you do feel awful, but I seriously doubt you actually do.
AITA.
Everyone is making me feel horrible for not treating her like an adult when she doesn't act like one. By this standard, you should not be invited to the wedding either. YTA. YTA. I seriously hope your fiancé sees what kind of values you hold and runs for the hills. You'll probably have more issues with guests becoming drunk and belligerent than with a quiet girl who hasn't caused issues in the past. Please use this time to take a good look at yourself. YTA. You don't have to invite anyone you don't want to at the wedding. But your reasoning and response is really something else. People have child-free weddings so they can avoid outbursts, not because they don't want someone there with childish interests. YTA. I'm all for excluding children and disruptive folks from weddings. But she is not a child and there is nothing to indicate she will be disruptive. So what if she talks to her parents about ponies all night? Or sits quietly drawing in a notebook? It sounds like you're embarrassed of people knowing she's a part of your family. YTA. As someone who has a close friend with high-functioning autism, no quotation marks needed, BTW, I can say this is extremely cruel to your aunt, uncle, and niece. It doesn't matter if you don't see her as an adult, she is one. I believe you have lost perspective as to what your niece is going through. Also, if you know she doesn't have meltdowns and has been fine at weddings before, then what is the issue? This sounds more like you have an issue with the aunt and uncle rather than the niece, but are using her as a scapegoat. That's the only way I could even come close to justifying how insensitive you're being. YTA. Your fiancé already told you that you're being an AW and you don't seem particularly qualified to determine whether others are or are not adults. In your version of the story you sound ableist and childish. YTA. Autism equals being a literal child. YTA. You said, child-free wedding, which is perfectly acceptable, BTW. But then you take issue with one specific adult. A family member no less. Because they aren't good enough for you? You are literally contradicting the whole purpose of a child-free event.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.